Hi guys, welcome back to the Heel Project. We are back with one of our episodes of Drafting to Greatness. This week, Man City. We will be starting off with our traditional coin toss. Pete, heads or tails?
It's tails for me, always.
And he's got it. Tails.
Oh.
Jammy bugger. So if you don't know, guys, this is how it works. We pick a position. We then pick the player. The opponent has to pick a player from that position, but then they get to pick a new position. If you don't follow, I will leave a link in the description of our last episode, and I will also leave the link to Smith's channel where we got inspiration for this video from. Who are we going with first then, my friend Pete?
Well, I think we know this one. It was going to be the same option that you were going to be going for. I'm going for one of my forwards, and it's going to be Sergio Aguero.
Yeah, that was obvious, I think.
Yep, I think we were both going to go there. It was whoever got there first.
Now, this is where I'm in an R in, because there's obviously a fair few, but none as good as Aguero. I'm not going to be going back as far as Sean Goater era, but there's one guy that I think was underrated at City that I'm going to use for mine, and he's gone off and he's smashed it in Serie A, and that's Edin Dzeko. I think that'll be my one. That'll be. I think on another day with a different squad, without, I believe, who's in the squad with Balotelli and Negredo. I think on another day he would have been starting and he'd been a success at City.
I'll tell you what, Dan. I've got a couple of people. Like I've got my main choice, and underneath I've got like a replacement who I'd have. Dzeko was underneath Aguero. He was going to pick Aguero. I was taking Dzeko for that position.
That's good. So that means I'm up for position 2.
Yep.
It's got to be centre back. It's got to be Vincent Kompany.
Yeah. Right. He was obviously going to be my first choice.
Yeah.
There's 3 more I've got, and I'm going to go for a bit of nostalgia this one. I'm going to go for Kolo Touré.
Oh, do you know what? I forgot to have him written down, and I would have missed it. Wow.
I need Kolo Touré in my squad.
Colo.
Exactly.
Colo. Who are you picking now?
I am going to go... Right, I'm going to go for De Bruyne.
And I'm going to get crucified for this. We were writing down a list of our sort of 22 that we sort of have in mind. So our first 11, our second 11.
Yeah.
I originally omitted De Bruyne off of there by complete accident. He was the one that I forgot.
He was the one.
He was the one. But obviously, I remembered him, so I would have got him in there. He would have been my first pick for centre mid, which means I will go with my second choice for my midfield, which will be the lad that is leaving this summer, David Silva.
And he was one I just managed to get in there because I was umming and ahhing for a few players.
He was only just going to get in there.
There's a lot of players that I really, really like, and it was like, I've got to leave someone out.
To be fair, looking at my backups, they are strong.
Yeah. I've gone for nostalgia in a few of mine though, just for to be different.
There's a lot of people that we could take. There's a lot of positions that are strong. There's a lot of positions that obviously aren't. Not a lot. A couple that aren't too strong. Now, are we saying, Pete, if we've got a winger that can play on both sides, we've got to commit to which side he plays on when we pick him? So obviously I couldn't say left wing, pick a player, and then I change him to right wing later, can I? I have to commit to his position.
For my defenders I have. For my midfielders, I've been a bit more flexible, I'll be honest. Because I've gone for 4-3-3.
But when we pick him, we would still have to keep them the same.
Yeah.
Because that's where my problem lies. I've got somebody in mind. And do you know what? I'm going to do it. It might mess me up later down the line, but I'm going to go right wing. Raheem Sterling.
Okay.
Mainly because they're not blessed with too many outstanding left wingers.
And you've put him up. You've put him in midfield as a left winger.
As a right winger, mate. He's a right winger.
Right winger. Sorry.
You're on right wingers as we're playing a 4-3-3.
This is the thing. Wingers have been really flexible with the midfielders, like I was saying.
It's fine as long as it's somebody that I can agree with that would play over the left or in that right wing position. That's fine, but obviously you have to commit to him being that right winger.
Yeah. Right. Well, I've gone very central in my midfield. I played three attacking midfielders.
Yeah, mine's rather attack.
I've got a defending. Right, I'm going to go for it. This is the first player that I actually met, Premier League player. And he got me into football. Like, he got me into this, not to football, he got me into, I'd say, a modern day football. When I watched it, I was a bit like, wow. And it was Geordie Kinkladze.
Wow. As your right winger?
Yeah.
Nice. To be honest, he's probably somebody that was a little bit before my time.
Yeah. It was just the most, at the time, there weren't no out-and-out skill. You had your Cantona's and people come out with a lot of skillful players. But Kinkladze kind of set Man City on fire for a bit as a kid, and he was like the one player. So yeah, Geordie Kinkladze.
It's a good shout, to be fair, mate. I don't disapprove. The only other right winger I had in this squad, which we couldn't use him for any opposition now because he can't play the other side, which was Sean Wright-Phillips.
Yeah. You
could argue Mahrez, but I thought it's maybe a bit too early for Mahrez in his Man City career. So that means you're up next position, mate.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go.
Kolo Touré, De Bruyne, Kinkladze. Who's number 5?
Right, I'm going to go for a bit of a central midfielder, holding one again. Yeah. Go for Yaya.
Oh, he's got the brothers. I'm glad you've gone with him because he was the one that I was umming and ahhing about.
Yeah.
And as I have got a relatively attacking rest of the team, I'm going to play it safe. Fernandinho.
He was on my list.
He's been Mr. Reliable over the years for them, hasn't he?
Yep.
Oh, so I've done striker, centre back, 2 midfielders, and right wing. Now, we talked a little bit about this before we started recording. The goalkeepers, there's a few in there, so I'm going to leave that one for now.
Yeah, I'm happy with a choice. I've got a couple of choices in there, so I'm happy with either of them.
It's just, do I want to? I'm not convinced on the centre back option either. Now, I'm going to go with somebody that's relatively newer to the Man City squad. Yep. Somebody that I'm a massive fan of, that I think will take the place of his namesake. And that's Bernardo Silva. And I'm going to be playing him as my final centre midfield spot. So you would have David Silva and Bernardo Silva playing ahead of Fernandinho.
Right, I've got one midfield spot left. And it's a choice of 2, and I don't think they're too obvious ones. Well, I know they're not too obvious ones.
As long as they're not a winger, they won't fill a winger role, mate. You can say them out loud now.
They do fill a winger role. They can play out there.
That's up to you.
James Milner can play out there.
Sorry?
The 2 midfielders I had were... These were just... The rest of my midfielders were Milner or McManaman.
Oh. What, the rest of your midfield?
Yeah.
I think you're going to get a little bit slaughtered.
I know.
Because there's at least 2 in the current squad that I would say that would be better choices.
Definitely should go on it. But yeah, I think I'm going to go for Milner, just because he could absolutely do anything.
Mate, he's become Mr. Reliable. Obviously, we're both Liverpool fans. He's become Mr. Reliable. So I can't argue with it. My only argument, as if there is one, he was a right winger.
Yeah.
But for this sake, because you've got King Clancy out there, I will allow it.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I was looking at Milner. I was like, he could play absolutely anywhere for.
He's got to be the best utility man of Premier League era.
Definitely. I think that's why I struggle to overlook him for any side that he's played for. Anytime we do one of these, any side that Milner's played for, I'd struggle to overlook him.
I was going to say, he's got to be in for a shout for a Leeds one, the Newcastle one. He's got to be in for a shout. He might not get in, but he's certainly in for a shout for them.
Yeah, Liverpool, City, all of them.
So that leaves you. That's our midfields done.
Yeah,
we've got left wing, and then it's the finishing up with the final defenders and the goalkeeper.
Right. I'm going to go with the goalkeeper now.
Oh.
And I'm going to go for another one of my favourite players ever in the Premier League.
Can I guess?
Go on.
Is it Shay Given?
No.
Oh.
It's Peter Schmeichel.
Oh, I was going to go Schmeichel, but I wonder whether you were going to do him because obviously he will be probably in the squads for the Man U ones.
Yeah, but Schmeichel was one of my favourite players in the Premier League.
Yeah, but mate, I got no arguments with that. Yeah. Schmeichel was one I was going to have written down myself.
Which is, I was about to say, I forgot all about Given.
Yeah, Given is actually the very, very bottom person that was written on my sort of short list.
Yeah.
So I had the choices. Obviously, current goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Ederson. Joe Hart. Given. And then I suppose you could make an argument for David James if you really wanted to.
I was about to say, I had James, Hart and Schmeichel.
Yeah, for what he did for City to take them from the level he did without them having to go out and spend money on a goalkeeper, I am going to go to Hart.
Yeah, because I thought you would have snapped Ederson up straight away, I'll be honest.
Ederson?
Yeah.
I'm still convinced that if Guardiola didn't ship Hart out and try to develop him, I think we still have Hart as our number one goalkeeper in England at the minute. I think he shot the gun a bit too early with him, and obviously he went to Torino, confidence was gone.
Yeah,
and then obviously see what's happening to him now. So that means we're left. Oh, I got left wing. Now I've got 2, 3 for this one. I got centre back. I've got maybe 1 or 2. Although I'm gonna go. Oh no, because even then I've got a strong set backup. This is infuriating. Do you know what? I'm gonna go left back, and it's maybe not one that everyone would expect. It's not a current squad, but I don't know if you remember the white kit that Man City used to have, the white with the red and black diagonal stripes. Yeah. The guy I think of every time because he refused to shake John Terry's hand wearing that kit, and that's Wayne Bridge.
Yeah,
Wayne was my starting left back, but he's the one that makes it so. I always think of Wayne Bridge because of obviously that moment was such a big moment in the Premier League. And again, this guy Wayne Bridge, if Ashley Cole hadn't been about, I think he would have been England's starting left back.
Yeah, I think Wayne Bridge was really, really underrated player.
I think so. Who's your left back? I'm interested to hear this one now because I didn't have a backup.
Didn't you?
So if you'd gone left back, got Wayne Bridge, I would have been screwed.
I didn't have Wayne Bridge.
Oh, what have you got? I've probably missed someone.
I was looking at maybe Zaba.
No, do one as if back.
The person I picked instead was Richards.
Also right back.
Oh, sorry. You go left back.
Yeah.
Ex-Arsenal man.
Oh! Yeah, I'd have Gael Clichy for him.
Gael Clichy.
Oh!
But then I was looking at Kolarov as a backup. Done it on the fly this time, Dan.
Oh. Right, I think we've got an early winner here from Pete.
How could you forget Gael Clichy?
How could I forget Kolarov? Are you going Clichy?
Yeah, I'm going Clichy.
Interesting, so I would have gone Kolarov. Had I remembered him, but clearly I didn't.
What?
So what are we going with now then, Pete?
Right,
are you
so
going?
I'm going to go right back now because you've already known my two. And I'm going to go for Richards.
Ooh. That's interesting because the other one you mentioned was my number one choice.
There we go.
However, I think Walker could have easily got in there as well.
Oh, definitely. It was. I think Richards. It was another one of those players at the time. Being a Liverpool fan, Liverpool needed work at the back, and Richards was someone I was like, please, can we just go and sign Richards? Let's go and sign Micah Richards.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't, but yeah, he had so much
potential. So much potential.
There was a couple in this squad that I was looking at that could have been that way. Stephen Ireland was one that nearly got in. Yeah, potential. But then, of course, you had Michael Johnson, who didn't even make it to 26 playing.
Yeah.
And I watched an interview with him the other day, and he's obviously really struggled with his mental health during football.
Yeah.
I'm
right. surprised we left. There's a couple of positions I'm looking at, and I'm thinking I can't believe we've left them till last.
Yeah, we've got centre back and left wing. Have I missed anybody? Yeah, centre back and left wing.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, so I'm going to be brave. I'm going to jump in the left wing, which means you get to have the first choice on the final centre back. Now, I've got two names in mind. There's a couple more that I can think of from money era.
Yeah, well, I've got a couple, but they're more centre, like out and out strikers. But go on.
The fact is, you couldn't. I think if this guy was offered to anybody in the Premier League right now, they'd take him. And so that reason, Leroy Sané is getting in as my starting left wing. It's a close one, and I guarantee I've missed someone.
I've just gone three goal scorers, 3 out-and-out strikers, and these are the ones that if I didn't have Aguero, I'd have been picking.
Okay.
And it's I go for...
Please tell me you've not got Darius for sale.
No. There's one on par with it now.
Although I really liked it. I really liked him in Pony Bay for England.
Well, I'm going to go for just his ability because he was a great player. It's annoying. It's Carlos Tevez.
As a left wing, right?
It was.
I would know it.
Go on.
So I can't say whether that matches up with me missing out Kolarov and Clichy or not.
Yeah, because I'll tell you the 3 players I had up front, my 3 strikers. Because I'll be honest, these were more strikers because the people I had out of the wings you were taken already. So I went for more 3 strikers and I had Tevez, Anelka.
Yeah. Younger years.
And just for his record, was Sean Gota.
Yeah. Again, left winger.
I had to put Tevez there.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Tevez was close for me to go in. It had a Dzeko, but Tevez is somebody that I never really enjoyed. He got the goal.
Yeah, I think there's a player. I think it was watching him through the whole West Ham, Man United. He was another player that was rumoured to come to Liverpool at one point, and actually I was quite excited about. Yeah,
I would have. Don't get me wrong. I've been excited for him. He gives me that feeling. I think that other people get when they watch Suarez. Good player, but a bit of an horrible bugger. And I get that feeling about Tevez. Yeah. And I know obviously a lot of non-Liverpool fans will get that feeling about Suarez. The left winger that I was actually looking at for myself was Craig Bellamy. Talking about horrible bastards.
Yeah, I forgot all about Bellamy.
Yeah, so Bellamy would have been my second choice. I thought you
He
might
would have actually been my choice, for my left winger, definitely.
Oh,
he would have been. He would have been.
No, not for you. So you've got to deal with having Tevez on your left and being really.
That's all right, because Aguero's that good; he can play across anywhere.
Mate, Aguero's superb. Aguero would still get into any team in world football. Yeah. I don't care what people say. So that leaves you with the final centre back. I've got somebody, but I think it's somebody that you might not necessarily expect. You know, there's two.
I've got two, and it's really hard.
In fact, I lie.
One's a lot more current than the other.
Yeah.
I wonder if you've got the same. Right, I'm going to go for a bit of an older player again.
I think you might have it.
Just because he was, at the time, before Vincent Kompany, this guy was the man at City.
You've got him, haven't you? You've got him.
I'm going to go for Joleon Lescott.
Oh, you went with the other one! You went with the other one. So I had Lescott.
Yeah.
I had Otamendi because he's the one that survived out there, the rest of that team. But I had the captain from before that. I had Richard Dunn.
I was looking at Dunn. I had a Laporte or Lescott.
Laporte was another one that was there. But yeah, I've gone with Richard Dunn. And I think having Kompany and Dunn as your two centre-backs, you can't argue with. That's some of the greatest leaders that Man City have had.
And you can imagine how hard it was for me to put Lescott in my team. But
yeah.
But he was a good player.
He was a good player. I actually quite like Lescott, even though he played for Everton. Because his younger brother played for Bristol Rovers. And I've met his younger brother? Older brother. I think he's older. Might be older. I can't remember. But he's a really, really nice dude. So I've always had that bit of soft spot for Joleon Lescott. Even though he turned out he became a bit of an arse once he went to Villa.
Yeah.
Right, so I think that's it, Pete. Would you like to go through your team?
I went for Schmeichel, Richards, Kolo Touré and Lescott, Clichy.
Oh, good I colour off, mate.
Right, good point. I went for so I've just scribbled a few out. De Bruyne, Milner, and Yaya.
Solid three.
Yeah, and then I went for Aguero. I was lucky enough to get Aguero, Tevez, and
Kinkladze.
Yeah, it was Kinkladze.
Because
I'd switched him from my midfield at one point. That's why I got a bit confused.
So, in theory, looking at that team, you could actually go from having a 4-3-3 to switch to them, changing to a 4-4-2, sticking Milner out to the left, Kinkladze on the right, Tevez and Aguero up top. Got a bit of versatility. I see what you're doing. So I ended up with Joe Hart in goal, right back of Zabaleta, centre back of Kompany and Dunn, left back Wayne Bridge. I'm still happy with Bridge, to be fair.
Yeah.
Centre mid CDM of Fernandinho, centre mids of David Silva and Bernardo Silva. I know the Bernardo Silva one's controversial because he's relatively new, but he's one I think will go on to become one of Man City's best players. Right wing Sterling, striker Dzeko, and left wing Leroy Sané.
Both solid teams.
I think they're really good. I think we've done really well again. I'm looking forward to when we have a special guest on for one of the teams.
Yeah, there's a few players. I was looking. There's a few players that have been we didn't pick for that squad. Either squad. Really, really good players there.
I've got just off the bat, off of ones that were on my head. I've got Gundogan written down that didn't get anywhere near the squad.
Anelka didn't get in the squad.
That's mad, isn't it? Mad.
It's crazy, and a lot of teams love Anelka.
He played for everybody, didn't he?
All day long.
Yeah.
Shows you how big their squad was. The choices were crazy.
Yeah. Right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. That was our Man City drafting greatness. Please let us know if there's people we've missed. Slaughter us for it. We don't mind. No. We've got hard exteriors. We'll listen. The next one we will do will be coming up in about a week's time, and that will be Chelsea. So we hope you enjoy that one, guys. There's nothing else for me to say except from thank you very much. Cheers.
See ya.
Summer.